Yesterday, EA put out a statement that basically said thanks for playing the beta, and then went on to clarify a few things, specifically about the crate system and progression. Let's read a bit together and chit-chat about it. Quote, "Rest assured we're continuing to listen to you coming out of beta. We're taking a look at some of the most discussed topics from crates and progression to strike mode, which we're considering changing to a best of 3. The specialist's infiltration ability, which might be a little too overpowered, and more. Oh, and the First Order Flame Trooper needs some work. We agree he could use a little more firepower. We are also looking into more ways to allow players to stay and play together as a team. For launch, we'll have a new feature for you that rewards all players in a spawn wave. These are just a few examples of how your feedback is helping to shape up the game," close quote. All of that sounds pretty great, right? The big glaring positive aspect of that entire paragraph is where they say they're looking into more ways to allow players to stay and play together as a team. That's a step in the right direction for sure. In the beta, I found it almost pointless to play with my friends because you could not stick together. You could not stay together as a permanent squad. So I hope that's what they're working on. I hope that issue is resolved. And if we go by EA's statement, it sounds like they're working on it. The statement goes on to say, quote, "We know you have a lot of questions about crates and progression, so we want to clarify a few things, as the complete system was not in the beta and will continue to be tuned over time." Close quote. Now, some of the listed things in their statement we already knew about, like how crates will have star cards, outfits, emotes, and victory poses in them. But some of the listed items we were not familiar with. Let me read a few. Quote, "As a balance goal, we're working towards having the most powerful items in the game only earnable via in-game achievements. Players earn crates by completing challenges and other gameplay milestones, or by purchasing them with in-game credits or crystals, our premium currency. If you get a duplicate star card in a crate, you will get crafting parts which you can then use to help upgrade the star card of your choice. And lastly, you have to earn the right to be able to upgrade star cards and unlock most weapons. You can only upgrade or unlock them if you have reached a high enough rank, which is determined by playing the game." This all sounds pretty great, right? Are the steps that EA is taking a direct reaction to the pay-to-win cry that everyone has been screaming about? Hey, maybe. I'm sure some aspects have been tuned because of that. Or, like they said, the full crate and progression system was not in the beta. And that's pretty obvious, right? Things were capped, things were obviously missing, you couldn't purchase the boxes with real-world money, crafting parts were slim, and it was pretty obvious to me from the get-go that you wouldn't have to play 300 hours to be able to build a blaster. I thought it seemed pretty obvious that what we saw in terms of progression and loot crates wasn't the final system. But I don't know. Who am I? It's important to be measured when you look at these things. The outrage machine is super fucking attractive. It is super fucking enticing to just immediately jump into the ring with your gloves on and start swinging without taking a step back and taking a breath. Obviously, the people who are tweeting a mile a minute about pay to win or uploading videos screaming about pay to win will think that their crusade was a victory. And I don't doubt for a second that the response from the community had something to do with EA's response itself. And on the flip side, the people who were thinking the entire time while playing the beta that this was a beta and we weren't looking at the full progression and crate system, they'll just go, "Oh nice, now we know." So it's probably a mixture of community input and shit that they already had planned. You know, in a way, this kind of reminds me of when the hurricane hit my area a month ago in terms of communication. If you went on Twitter or Facebook, you'd see people posting a bunch of shit about places being demolished or bridges collapsing or buildings on fire or an army of looters running around downtown or the entire city of Jacksonville being under 20 feet of water. A bunch of stuff that wasn't true, just being thrown out into the void, sending people into a fit of panic. And then the sheriff's department had to go on TV, Twitter, and Facebook and dispel all of the rumors. No, there aren't 100 looters stealing flat screens from the Wells Fargo building. No, Everbank Field isn't gone. No, the bridges are not open yet. They had to dispel all of these rumors because some people on social media couldn't simply say, "I don't know." When someone posted a question on social media, these people could not just say, "I don't know." They just had to give their 2 cents and just say something. I gotta say something. The bridges are closed. The looters are stealing golf carts. I just gotta say something. This EA statement reminds me of the response I heard from the sheriff's department. No, the full progression system wasn't in the beta. No, You can't pay your way to a higher rank, you actually have to play the game. No, the most powerful items in the game can't be bought. Just be measured. That's all. Just be measured. HelloGreedo, out.
Always with you, it cannot be done.
It's like doing here.